going on? Let's see who we have here. What's going on? Videos. All right, GVO After Dark. How's it going, everybody? Welcome. Let's see who we have here in the chat with us this evening. We've got Tyler, we've got Brian, we've got Lauren, OVRtrains.com. How's it going, Lauren? How are you today? We've got Greg. Hey, Greg, how's it going? And we've got Alexander and Justin. And for some reason, we got some guy named Dave Co. K&J Model Trains, how's it going? We're going to get started real soon. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty thing. It's all good, though. K-Town Rail Fan, how's it going? How's everybody doing this evening? Oh, what a month. What a month it has been. I'm in Ontario, and we've been locked down basically since Christmas. We just found out that our kids could finally go back to school as of Monday. Finally. That was a difficult month. Hey, Laura, welcome. How's it going? Bubs, Randy's Rock and Roll Railroad. Always good to see you. James, how's it going, James? And Dawn, welcome. Welcome to GVO After Dark. And Chris. Chris's are great. Let's see. All right. So we've got a very, very fun show for you tonight. But I can't really get started until I bring in the other guys. These guys. Let's see. Where are they? Where are my co-hosts? Ding, ding. Ding, ding. What's going on, guys?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
How's everybody doing tonight?
All good here.
Jeez.
Wait,
Nice.
Dave, what shirt are you wearing?
Who wore it better?
I can't believe you got it because I took this out of your closet. So,
That was you?
of course it was me. I left bacon crumbs everywhere.
So we're going to get started. This is GVO After Dark, Season 3. Believe it or not, we've made it to the 3rd season, and we're on Episode 3. And if you're keeping score, it's number 27. That's a lot of episodes. Mark, you've been here for most of them.
Yeah.
You bored yet or what?
Hence the gray. Hence the gray on my beard here. That's
Got to keep you on your toes, right?
it is, yeah.
Well, in this episode, by the way, if you guys don't know who these guys are, to my right, no, is that my left? That's my right. That's M&M Rails. Go check them out. And just below us, way down here, we've got Dave Co.
Oh, it's Dave Co. That's how you pronounce
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought it was Deveco.
Deveco.
Close
Oh.
enough. Wow, Chris, what kind of train is running behind you? That's really interesting.
I've never seen that, honestly, up on my layout ever. Of course, it's going to happen when I go live. But, hey, why not? She probably just wants attention or something.
I think it's a Pennsylvania Railroad one. The
Chessie?
yeah, the Chelsea good one.
We've got a great show tonight. We've got some McNews, which is going to be neat. And we've got some stuff that's new in store by Rapido and Intermountain. We've got new announcements from Rapido, Rocco, and Walters. We're going to talk about the new Pico Unifrogs because they just hit the shelves. So, people are kind of wondering about those. We're going to talk about this past month and all the layout struggles that we've all had. I've got a special announcement if you guys stick around near the end of the show. Big announcement for you guys. And we're also, if we have time, we're also going to do the Roast of Us, which is basically just a look back at some of the videos. You know, we all started somewhere, came from nothing, and I'm still nothing. But hey, you know, we can at least laugh at each other about it, right? So he's already laughing.
Oh, it's gonna be a disaster.
At
least mine is.
You know, did you guys have to go through some videos to find like some pretty bad ones, or what?
No, all of that first layout that I did, they're all bad. I just picked one that has enough progress that you know, I not only do I talk for a long time, but I show my terrible skills.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just want to get that out there.
So I got a question for you guys, and this is kind of like a trivia question. Normally I do news, but I thought I'd do things a little bit different this month. Can you tell me what restaurant actually had their own train?
Well, you gave it away at the start. I'm going to guess McDonald's.
Dave, what's your pick?
Ooh.
What's your McPick?
Does me handing out pocket dogs to random strangers on a train count?
No.
Oh, okay.
Neither does your lemonade
I don't
stand.
know. I don't know.
So it was actually, and I don't know, see if I can kind of show you that. There, that's the car there. It's a dining car, a McDonald's dining car, and for a short time in the 90s in Germany, a full dining car served as a long-distance passenger route as a McDonald's dining car, known as the McTrain, unofficially, of course. It got its start in 1992 when the DB, which is, well, the German Federal Railway, agreed to outsourcing catering on long-distance routes to McDonald's. The DB allowed McD to, that's a lot of abbreviation, to refit 2 deep fryers, coffee machines, soda fountains, water heaters, and multiple walk-ins in a 269 square foot kitchen, which is technically more than half of the car. It had 2 menus. Basically, there was a breakfast menu and then a lunch and dinner. It had the standard stuff that McDonald's would normally have, and then they had some regional favorites as well that are not available in the USA, such as spaghetti or Viennese sausage. It ran from the winter of 93 in Switzerland till about 95. At that point, it was basically shut down because of the power consumption. It was twice as much as a regular dining car, and also ridership was down for long distance travel, and there was no real need for it for short distance travel. So, but that's my little tidbit for the month.
Sorry, you lost me at spaghetti? Like, I like McDonald's as much as the next guy, but like spaghetti?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd go for that.
This might show my age a little bit, and I don't know if anybody in the chat's gonna feel this, but you guys remember when McDonald's had pizza?
Oh, no. Salty good. Salty goodness.
Apparently, somewhere in the States, one McDonald's has that, and people road trip to it all the time.
Yeah, the pizza was legitimately like the best pizza, but apparently it wasn't good enough to stick to the regular menu.
Yeah.
Apparently you can't deep fry a whole pizza. So
James just reminded me, they used to have, McDonald's had a caboose for like birthday parties and stuff. Remember that? When you'd go in the caboose and this old man would show you his stamp collection and then blindfold you and you play games and stuff. Remember that? Just me? Was that just me?
Speaking of,
was that just a spray painted M on a random van?
Maybe just me. I don't know.
Speaking of old men with giant M's, Mark, wasn't it like your birthday like a week ago?
Oh,
Well, I mean, Dave and I, we kind of came together and we got you some stuff, and it should be like hopefully the Uber guy gave it to you earlier.
Just dropped in. You guys, like, too much, guys, too much. You
So
should
yeah, the trick is that you have to review one of those and unbox it after. But
Okay.
if you want, you can go ahead and you can open them now if you'd like.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one's from Dave? Which one's from you?
I mean, they're both from us. So.
Again, the wrapping job, impeccable. Just.
And no, my wife did not wrap it.
I know you did. This is great. Okay, here we go. Again, totally surprised. This is unexpected.
While you're unwrapping there, what's it like to be 19 again?
Yeah, it feels kind of good. Wow. Okay. Total shock. I had no idea. Look at this. I don't know if you can see the. It's the CN crane. Can you see that with the glare? Wow. Okay, I was way off then. I had no idea.
So that's not what you thought it was?
No.
Are you disappointed?
I am not disappointed. No, because I would never buy it for myself. Is that any better?
No.
Now, I do have the Ontario
Oh, yeah, it's a
Northland
little
one.
better.
The top, it should be on the top right corner there, above the little the car. There's a key. Don't lose the key. It's
Mark's
silver.
already
though.
like, what key?
Yeah.
As it falls
Already
to the
lost
floor.
Very nice. Holy mackerel.
Guess you're gonna have to add an attachment to your yard there. You'll need a whole mow service now.
Yeah, I found the key. It says this is the key to Dave's heart. So I don't know where the key to your heart is.
Mark, we all know you had that all along.
Mine is deep, deep in that cake. You got to find it.
Is there a key for real? Because I don't see it.
Yeah, I had the same issue.
Okay, I'll look for it later.
But
Thank you
it
very
makes the crane go like, up and down, and makes the little hook thing come down as well.
Cool. This one now?
Yeah. This is the one that you're going to have to do like a full unboxing and review of.
Okay, this one, you gave it away when you said the review.
Really? I mean,
Oh my wife! If it's what I think it is, oh my gosh!
is it what you thought it was?
Yes.
Are you satisfied?
What's that?
Are you satisfied?
I am satisfied.
I couldn't remember if you said that you wanted an auto rack or an intermodal, like that you've always wanted one.
Both.
But they finally came out with CN ones, so I'm like,
And I just saw the OVR newsletter, and I saw the price, and I was like, no. Beautiful. Thank you so much, guys. Holy mackerel.
I even think the doors open at the ends too, so you'll be able to see right inside there.
I can put real cars inside, like HO cars. Wow. Okay, I want to show them the. I mean, the cars are nice and all, but the best gift that you gave me. Can I show them now, or do you want to wait?
Are you talking about my friendship? Not. I can already see that, Mark. Come on. Yes, the cake.
So these guys got me the cars, which was enough, obviously, but they also got me a cake. And wait, I don't feel I'm gonna try and show it with the webcam here, but
Don't drop it on your.
Yeah, if he does one of those things where he like lands in it. Uh-oh.
how's that?
Ooh.
Nice.
There's ballast, like actual edible ballast I can eat.
Yeah, no, that's real ballast, but I figure you'd eat that anyway.
Yeah, true. And the trees here, so cool. Too much, guys. Too much.
And it's chocolate, so you can't go wrong.
My favorite.
All right, so
Oh, thank you.
no problem. So I'll get you to do the unboxing of that. Well, you kind of took it out of the box, but I'll get you to actually look at it and kind of talk about it in a minute there. We'll do a couple of the announcements. So Rapido Trains, they announced the EMD E8 locomotive, and they go for about 220 for a DC and 310 for a DCC sound. Now there is a special edition. There's an Amtrak one. It's all black. That one's going for about 400 for DCC and sound. But you have the option of Via Rail, CP Red, or the CP Burgundy, Union Pacific. There's a couple of Amtraks, SC, Penn Central, NYC, and there's even more. And also Otter Valley is doing a special edition of the Via Rail as well, 2 numbers. So you'll be able to pre-order those right now when you go to the website. Walthers is actually doing a auto series. So they've got the HO scale stamping plant, the tire plant, the assembly plant, the Ford Central office building, the auto transload ramps, and they're also releasing more of the 89-foot auto racks, both in the bi-level and the tri-level. And of course, the 50-foot Evans coil cars. So they'll be releasing all those most likely around the same time. So if you're planning on doing a auto park or, you know, that type of thing where you have come in off the ships and then they load them into the auto carriers and whatnot. So you can always buy all those and get a whole set. Now, there was a bit of an announcement from Rocco. It is the HO scale Northlander set. There's been no real news of it released on the North American market. It's still mostly just overseas. But I did a bit of conversion, which they were saying the DC set is about 654. Oh, sorry, no, 424, which converts to 654 Canadian, and 509 for the DCC sound in the euro, but converted to Canadian, it's about 784 for the set. You get the 2 locomotives and the 2 passenger cars in a nice box set. So hopefully they come to North America, because that would be great. Now, there was also news, because I do follow that stuff online. The wheel sets are going to be the exact same as their last run, which was, I want to say, at least 10 years ago, maybe more. They do have a little bit of a bigger flange to it. So I have somebody testing it out, and they'll let me know if it will work properly on code 83. But if you've got code 100, you shouldn't really have any problems. So we're all going over to Dave's house, basically. Yeah.
Mark, how's that cake taste, buddy?
This cake is so good. Wow.
Delicious.
Is it good?
And moist?
It's very good. You know what? The ballast tastes better than Woodland Scenics ballast. Weird, eh?
It's weird how that happens. Also, so we've got a few things that are new in store, like the Rapido Amtrak Horizon cars. I've heard nothing but good things about those cars, and they're available in via. Oh no, sorry. Wow, the Horizon cars are available in via. Nope. The Rapido FP9 and FP7B units, they came in, and they're available in the via CP, CN, and also undecorated. And of course, as Mark showed, the Intermountain auto racks, they're bi-levels. They're available in KCS, CN, BN, SF, Firamex, and P&W. Mark, what do you think?
Almost broke it. It's very delicate on the sides here. You can push those in, I think.
Is it heavy?
No, it's not heavy at all. It's very light. It's lighter than I thought, actually. It's very very narrow. Let's go open the doors. I don't want to force it open, but I don't know what the doors. I don't know if I can open them or not.
If you don't feel comfortable, that's totally cool.
I'll read the book if it has a book. Is there a book in here? There's no instructions how to use this thing.
Where's the on button?
Dennis says they run really well.
I am very excited to try this out. You know what I like? The couplers are attached to the actual car itself, and the wheels are separate.
Body mounted couplers.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lackawanna wants to know who is that car by?
This is Intermountain, Tyler. It should take my curves, right? Because the coupler is pretty close to the body here.
Your curves are pretty big.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't see why not. I think that's another one of those ones where you have to be like 22 inch radius or more, or 24 or more, something like that.
Yeah. Wow, I'm still in shock. Yeah, sides are very delicate. These like little, I don't know what you call them, grills or grates, whatever, but I'm sure a little pressure you can push them right in.
Don't drop it.
Very cool.
We'll probably see that running on your next live, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Nice. So you guys have been hard at work all month. You guys have been locked in as well. Dave, you've been painting your track and whatnot. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, painted the track. It went great actually. I mentioned it in my last layout update. I'd change a couple things. I think I may think about either covering the switches, like the turnouts, or at least masking some of the stock rails and the point rails where they connect. I didn't have much problems. One turnout had electrical issues, but because I jumper all of them, that really saved me. And it didn't really cause too much derailing. I ended up switching from the Pico Eraser for cleaning the paint off the track to acetone just on some Q-tips, and that really worked well. I'm extremely happy with the result, honestly. It went really well. I'm really excited to continue. Yeah, it's everywhere works well. Like even though I didn't cover the double slips, they have no issue at all, either of them, in any direction. So I don't know if I just got lucky or what, but because I feel like I went really heavy on the spray in some areas. So it worked out great. I like the color. I like the way it turned out. I'd do it again, honestly.
Even with the sensors too?
Yeah, so I taped off one of the sensors. I forgot at first, but then I covered the other ones. Again, I just acetone on the Q-tip, took it right off, and it works fine. There's no issues. Although I just had a little derail because I put in a manual override for my Azatrack. So that's what those LEDs are for, to tell me if it's thrown or not. And unfortunately, when I initially put in the lower switch, I cut out some important structural ties, and so the bar kind of slides down and the point rails disconnect and cause some derailing. So I glued a tie there, but it's too tight, and the tortoise doesn't have enough power to flip that. So but that has nothing to do with the paint. Paint worked out good. I'm really happy with it.
It looks
Nice.
good.
What kind of paint did you use?
I don't know what kind you told me to get. I could probably get it if you really want. It's mentioned again in my video. It's like right there. It was like the Rust-Oleum camouflage brown.
I do the same thing. Whatever Chris says, that's what I get.
Yeah, Chris is just like, go get this, and I'm like, done.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked fine for what I had to do, right? And even just using the eraser, like I let it dry, and then I just go over the top of the rails, and
yeah,
it seems to work. Although I do find that the connection between the locomotive and the rail is kind of like, I mean, you have to have a clean rail in order for that to work properly. So you just got to give it extra attention.
Yeah, I think if you had a bigger layout, like the problem is, like it's pretty small, and by the end I was already super done with cleaning the track. I can't imagine doing the whole layout at one go. I think if you do it in stages, it wouldn't be so bad, but
And you feel fine
What-
spraying that stuff in your basement? Like,
Yeah, actually, it was incredible. It dried so quick. It was like dry to touch for the most part within 10-15 minutes. The smell was minimal. Like, I've got cats, and so we locked them in our bedroom because I thought, oh man, I don't want them up here. But I think I started spraying it at like 7, and I'd spray a section, and then I kind of went around the whole layout, and then I went back and resprayed a couple sections, and they had already dried. And then by the time I kind of let everything settle for 15 minutes and went with the Pico Racer, it was already completely dry to touch. So by the time I finished touching stuff up, like we let the cats out, the smell wasn't bad. About 70 degrees Celsius Fahrenheit, not Celsius. It's a little toasty.
Because like Mark, you use the markers to do your rails, right? Do you find that it's very hard for that to adhere, like that paint that comes out of the marker, for that to adhere to the actual rail?
yeah, if I wasn't so lazy and I actually enjoyed it, I would have done a second coat. See, that would have helped. But the track was fine because it's plastic. But actually painting the rails, I'm trying to think what it's the equivalent to. I mean, it wouldn't stick very well. But it did kind of dirty it up. And again, I only painted the track because he told me to. So,
I mean, you don't really have much option. You live in a building, right? So
yeah,
like
and no regrets actually. It does look better. It gets rid of that plastic look, as you said. So I mean, it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. And when you compare the two of them, like the brand new plastic rail to the weathered rail and track and the ties, it's a lot better. So
I was going to say that when Dave does the spraying of the rails, when you do the coloring, like the markers that you use over top of the dried paint, it actually adheres better. And that's probably, well, I mean, like I like to ballast and then do the rail part, but yeah, I don't know. Some people, they do all the rails and everything with the track first and then they ballast, but
I know there's so many ways of doing it.
Yeah.
And I was going to say my ways takes longer than Dave's, but Dave said he spent all his time cleaning the rails where I didn't spend time cleaning my rails. So it's kind of ways out. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I think he inhaled too many of those fumes and he can't remember much from that day.
Well, the problem is I got bored with the Pico Racer, so then I stopped paying attention so much.
yeah,
And I'd do an area, and then I didn't run trains that night. I went back the next night and ran trains, and everything ran terrible. And I was like, what? Like, oh, I tried so hard. And then I'd look, and it's like, there's still paint on that rail, like completely,
And of course, looking for cost-wise, I'm sure one can of spray paint cost like less than one marker, and it covers more area.
Yeah.
Those markers are not cheap.
No.
I think,
I don't know.
yeah, I think it's gonna cut. Like, I mean, like a lot of things in this hobby, I think it's personal preference. There's, like you said earlier, there's multiple ways to do it, with varying results, and it's just gonna come down to what people prefer.
Yeah.
The other side is airbrushing, right? Where you probably wouldn't get the same kind of fume like you would with a spray can, because it's not combusted or whatever it is that's in there, the pressurized air or whatever. It's different.
Yeah, one thing.
James is even saying use an airbrush.
Yeah, the one thing with the spray can is you kind of have to try to keep it upright. And I was having trouble with that because you'd keep it upright and you'd do kind of the outside, and then you'd have to come in from the other angle. And I had to put cardboard against my wall, so I didn't spray paint my wall because my wife would have killed me and burned down the trains. So I couldn't get from kind of the wall back very well. I did my best, but that's one thing where like the airbrush, you could pretty much keep it at any angle, and the markers too, you could get in the tight spaces.
And what about buildings? You guys have both been building some stuff, or Mark, did you get a chance to build anything over the holidays?
Unfortunately not. I really wanted to. Again, I'm in a small place here, so I have to kind of set up my shop, and I want it set up, and then it's set up for like a week. It takes me a long time because the glue dries, the paint dries. So I just never found a good chunk of time to set aside to set up shop, because we have one table here, and I should buy a table for the train room, I guess, and set up there. But anyway, the answer is no. I haven't made any kits.
Dave, what about you? You were showing off that building on your live there.
Yeah,
You don't do a lot of buildings, right?
No, this is my second building ever. First actual kit that I had to use like glue, and I didn't paint it, but I plan to. Actually, I want to weather it up a lot like Bubs did yours, because I think they look phenomenal. No, I have all the paints, I have the glue, I have everything ready, but then I ended up somehow not having painter's tape to tape stuff off to make a clean line. So that pretty much put me on hold, and then I'm just swamped with work right now, and I come home and painting and testing and kind of wiring some stuff ended up kind of taking priority, I guess. But I have everything I need, so I do want to continue doing some building kits.
And do you find it's getting easier as the more you do, or?
No. Yeah. I mean, I cut my hands up pretty bad trying to clip some of the plastic and cut out some of the plastic. I'm pretty clumsy, so there was blood, sweat, and tears in that one small building, and just looking at some of the bigger kits, I just don't know how you guys do it. That's one thing. I mean, on my last layout, Chris, you did all of my buildings. I want to do them. I'm excited, but man, it's gonna be a challenge for me.
It's honestly to me, building kits. It's super fun. I'm very into infrastructure and architecture and stuff like that. So I love doing that stuff. That's probably why I always offer to do that stuff. But even for me right now, like you said, I got Bubs to do all the buildings for my yard. He's very passionate about things, and he really enjoys putting buildings and stuff together. And I just I gave him a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, yo, go nuts, right? Gave him colors and whatnot, and he basically went to town on it. He added lights, which is obviously awesome because it adds that much more.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get that area done so I can put the buildings in place and figure out how that entire area is going to go. I'm going to say I'm getting closer a little bit, but it's all obviously you guys saw that live that I did where I was doing a lot of basket weaving and stuff like that. I think I went for 3 or 4 hours, and they were honestly asking me to go longer, and I'm done. I ran out of cardboard, and yeah. Who would have thought that guys could watch 3 hours of a guy basket weaving? Yeah, would I do it again? Probably. I've got more to go, so that'll be fun. But yeah, besides that, what has there been anything else going on with the layouts, or?
I fixed my ballast problem. I think. Well, I showed that in my last live, right? Yeah, I fixed the ballast. Thank goodness.
That was a good blend too.
Thank you.
Yeah, it turned out nice.
Thank you. And I added some gravel on both sides of the ballast. So I like the look of it. Sand/gravel. And that's about it. I really want to get the kits going because I want to do the kits before I do scenery. I'm kind of procrastinating on scenery.
Was that the first time you've done ballast?
Yeah.
You would honestly it looks really good, and you would never know that was your first time. It was really good.
Well, I've seen about 3,600 videos on how to ballast over the last 6 years. So,
came together the finished product. Yep. Even just the mix itself, where you had the black with the gray. I mean, that could have gone either way, you know what I mean? So it turned out really nice.
Yeah, now I'm thinking for my main line, maybe I should add some black to that too, but I don't want to conflict with the siding ballast, so I might just go with the straight medium gray and see how it goes.
Yeah, usually, like from what I've seen, is that you would have your main line, which, however you want to do that, depending on the area that you're modeling. For me, mine is the gray, and there's a bit of brown in it. And I've got two different sizes of gray just to kind of give it a bit more texture to it. And that's going to be my entire main line. But as soon as you come into the yard, obviously I've got like the black gray mixture going on. And then even when you go over to the area where the shops are, that's going to be even a little bit more different than the yard. It's going to be darker. So planning ahead, right?
So you actually model like real life areas, right?
Well, I've seen some pictures. I mean, we all look at what is the word? Typographic something. I can't remember the word.
Topography?
Topography. There you go. Wow. That's why I've got you here.
Mark's the smart one.
Well, because so like when I see pictures of Ontario Northland, you look at the different areas, and I mean, it's not completely 110% accurate to what it is, but it's my rendition of trying to get close to that. So, yeah, I tried.
That's good.
As long as it's not like purple and yellow ballast, you're doing all right. But other than that, like obviously I've been doing a lot of backdrops. I think I'm spent when it comes to doing backdrops. Even though I've got a bit more to do, it does take a lot. It takes a lot out of you. So
yeah, you went crazy. I still have to figure out mine. I love the way my pictures are set up. So I hate to cover those.
I have the same problem too. I have all these nice framed photos that Chris gave me, or that I bought I got from Chris, and if I put backdrop up, I'm not sure I'm gonna put these nice framed photos.
Yeah.
Well, how high does your other backdrop go?
What's that?
The backdrop that you did for your yard? How tall is that?
I want to say 2 feet, but 20 some inches, like 22 inches, I think, 24 inches. That's 2 feet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's high. I mean, it's a good landscape.
It is high, yeah. Anyway, I'm thinking of moving the framed pictures to the bathroom. I just got to convince my wife to okay that.
You got to get the shower curtain with all the little choo-choos on it.
Yeah, the bedroom's out, but the bathroom, I don't know.
And what's next? What are you guys going to be doing next for the layouts?
Well, shameless plug. I have a video coming up this Sunday, hopefully, on that new Santa Fe locomotive. It's nice from Athearn. Very nice. Still couldn't figure out the toilet dump sound though. Disappointed with that.
Well, you guys were talking about that the other day. Like we chat outside of this and whatnot, and I saw that you guys were talking about CVs and whatnot.
You guys chat outside of this?
Chris, no, we don't, Dave. We don't. Look, Chris and I do not have a separate chat going on.
I mean,
it all makes sense now.
I thought Dave was there the entire time. Isn't he part of the chat?
Yeah, don't know what you.
Anyway, Dave, whatever. We don't talk about you at all, okay? We don't talk about you. I mean,
Forever. Say forever. Say this.
In fact, we don't talk about you at all. So. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, so yeah, my shameless plug. I'm hoping for a video drop. I gotta say, silver linings. The lockdown. I mean, it does suck. The pandemic sucks. Let's just face it. But being at home has a lot of time for me to work on videos and stuff. So I've been, knocking out videos every once a week. But now that I'm going back to work on Monday, that might slow down a little bit. So we'll see. But hopefully this Sunday I have a video coming out. And then as for the layout, Believe it or not, I'm actually tempted to ballast some of my main line because now that I have some ballast down and it didn't go so, I mean, it was a nightmare, but I got over it. So I might do some ballasting on the main line. We'll see. No promises. No rush.
Dave, what about you?
I finally got my order of like electrical switches and LEDs. So I want to make a couple changes. I've got it all ready, like the wiring's already ready for it. So I just have to put them in and drill the holes in the fascia. This is still my temporary fascia. I plan to design a couple of panels. So I'm going to have one to shut off the 4 power districts, being my main line, my yard, my industries, and the reversing loops. So they're all isolated. They already are all isolated and controlled by the PM42, but I want to have switches with indicator lights on all of them. And then I want to add the electrical switches to turn off all of my yard tracks, so that I don't have all of my trains booting up. I know I only have 4 locomotives, but and I know you can mute them in CVs and stuff, but I'd rather just not have the draw. It's super easy. I've already got the one for my programming tracks, so I'm just gonna basically duplicate that, but just with an on-off. Well, actually, I just use on-ons and don't connect the other side. And I want to figure out what's going on with the as-a-track stuff because it works, but I think I left a wire loose. It's really hard to get underneath because I didn't really plan ahead for that, so I didn't run any wires, which I wish I would have. It would have saved me a lot of trouble. So I think I'm just going to get that squared away. And then it's kind of going to be, do I make some more building kits or do I follow your live stream and do some cardboard weaving? Because I already have some plaster cloth. I also already have ballast. So
Hey man, Easter's coming. Easter's coming. You gotta make some baskets, man.
I thought you were gonna tell me to lay some eggs. So
lay some bacon.
Yeah.
And sorry, Dave, did you say you're gonna automate your switches?
No, I decided against that. I was thinking about it, but realistically, now that I've been using the layout, and because that's what ends up happening, I'll come down to be like work on the layout, and then I'll make like one small change, and I'll test it, and then I'll just end up running trains for like 2 hours, and I'm like, oh, I'm out of time.
Yeah.
Rats. So yeah, no. Now that I've used it for a while, other than the 2 reversing loops, I'm not going to bother automating any of my switches. I'm just going to keep the Pico springs in them, and I've been using them that way, and they work great.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the chat's petitioning for Mark to put up a second level here.
Do it.
I might just move. I'm trying to convince my wife just to move into a bigger house, a bigger train room. Because look, this alone needs like a yard for it, and I just can't have one. Now that I have one, I need more, which I need a bigger yard. And this takes up my yard. CN yard will be full with just this one. So
What number is that?
Bigger home. What number?
Yeah.
I think it's 9222.
Ah, okay. Yeah, Valentine's Day is next month, so I just asking. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, and then the crane, man.
The cranes are nice. They've got a lot of good.
So the crane and this alone are gonna fill up the yard. I'm already taking cars off my layout and putting them in storage because there's just no room. First world problems, you know.
You got to get a drawer where you can just sit them in nicely, and then that way you don't feel like you have to package them back up every single time.
Car barge.
But no one sees the drawer. Oh, also Drew wants to see the gift. So Drew, Chris and Dave got me this. I've always wanted one. It's brand new, just released from Intermountain. This is a auto rack car, and they got me this. Chocolate cake, no joke. And it's a total surprise because it wasn't on my wish list, but still, man, this is super nice. Whoop.
I feel like every layout should have like mow equipment. You know, you can't have a layout without having a mow. You know.
Yeah, you've been pushing for me to get a mow train. Maybe I should make you a deal. I don't know if I want to commit to this though, but maybe if you get a steamer, I'll get something.
Oh, you beat me to it. I was gonna say every layout needs a steam engine too. You know.
Well, you're getting one of those wide cabooses, right? Or cabooses.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. It's my first ever pre-order.
And you've already got a couple
I
of
forgot
gons
about
there.
Yes.
So, I mean, you're like basically halfway there. You know what I mean? Like, you just need a
Well-
little crane or
Well, you know
something.
what? You know what? You get a steam engine and we'll talk.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like, you know, the pressure's there, but I got to find something that I like, A, and B. I mean, if I'm going to have a steamer, I want it to actually make steam. That's just, I don't know,
Wow.
kind of the way I am. It adds to it. I like the chuffing sounds and all that, but I'd like something that actually makes smoke come out of the top, if that's possible.
Do they make smoke units in HO? I mean, I know they have like the steam cars and stuff, but
I'm sure Broadway Limited has
Yeah.
something,
yeah.
but they usually do like the American stuff. I don't see too many CNs or CPs coming from them that much, you know. So
Now you see,
Tyler-
Chris W. has a good idea here. Chris says I should move the train room to the master bedroom and then sleep in the train room. Chris, brilliant.
Yeah, your trains will keep you warm at night.
So for me, as far as the layout goes, besides, you know, obviously the backdrops, right? Because that's been like that's what seems like I've been working on the most, and a couple of little areas doing the grass and all that. It's mostly because, you know, I can't even get to the Home Depot. It's all been closed, and it's probably going to be, you know, closed down for another 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, I'm going to take my wife to the Home Depot, and I'm going to get some 4x8 sheets, and I'm going to get them cut down so I can start going vertical on my Helix, because that would be nice. I have, you know, obviously some plans to kind of build that up to the second level, and then, you know, at least start there. And it's going to take a lot of track. Let's be honest. It's a double main line, and it's, you know, a 35-inch curve on the outside. So it takes quite a few slices to get around that thing. So it's nuts. Yeah. But that'll be my focus basically going forward. And I know you guys are like laughing at me. That's fine.
Just if I brought my wife to Home Depot for Valentine's Day, I wouldn't I wouldn't live to tell the tale.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I hope.
You know what's nice
Actually-
about yours, Chris? Sorry, I cut you off. You know what's nice about your layout is that you're kind of forced to do that scene. You see, in my case, if I'm not forced to do something, I'm not going to do it. But you were forced to ballast, weather the track, put the scenic down, the grass, the static grass, build the kit, put the road in, boom, done. Put the trees in. Now it's done. Set it, forget about it.
Yeah, and because it's very like out of sight, out of mind, it doesn't need to be amazing. It's just it's there and it exists, and that's what it is to me. So
Do you find that it's better? Like, do you like the process I always thought of is like do all the track, do all the wiring, make sure it's bulletproof, and then move on to, you know, painting the track. Do all the track, bulletproof, move on to the next step, ballast the track, make sure it's bulletproof, you know. Whereas you're kind of doing it kind of all over the place. Do you think that that's better than doing it all at once? I guess it keeps it fresh.
well, you know, it keeps things interesting. That's for sure. When I know an area is basically good, like I run my trains back and forth. I mean, like the Helix only goes up 2 levels right now, but I can go up and down both tracks, no problem, no derailments, no, like my things don't uncouple or anything. And I use the good locomotives and I use the bad locomotives. I try it with the good rolling stock and I try it with the super difficult stuff too, to make sure that it all works. That was one issue I had with my old layout, where some stuff could work, but not everything could work. And then that would, you know, make it hard to want to run everything or certain things, because it wouldn't work. So I got to make sure that everything works all the way around, good or bad, just to make sure it's worth it. And then I can say, okay, this area, I tend to do like a 4-foot long space. So that corner, which is like a 4-foot long space, it's done. I can forget about it, and everything is good. And then I just move to the next 4 feet, do the same thing, which is basically the yard. And then obviously like the other back corner here now, where that's what I've been working on for like the past week or so. And it's, it is what it is.
Yeah. I think it's all a priority. What's important to you? Like for me, it was a priority to get 2 main lines down so I could run trains in a circle or oval, whatever, and then focus on the rest. Now I'm just trying to get a nice scene for run bys. There's no real good like finished spot where I could have a train run by when you see like a, painted drywall in the back or unbalanced track. It's kind of spotty. So I really want to focus on the 3M industry, get that, the balances down now. I want to put some parking lot stripes down and get the little figurines or HO figures glued into place and get that finished and move on.
And like another huge thing with it is that because like I want to keep going with the layout, if I waited to do my entire main line, I'd be waiting, like it would take me way longer. So in order to stay motivated, I'll say, you know what, this area is good to go. So I'm going to add the trees. I'm going to, add ballast where I can because it's already wired and in place. So what else can I add?
Yeah,
so
true.
Just kind of keep working, chipping away. That's basically what it is, because it's such a huge undertaking. And that's why I had Bubs do the buildings, because that's one less thing that I need to worry about to get this thing that much closer to being able to run trains. So,
yeah.
And I miss that. I guess, I think we're almost pushing an hour. So, unless you guys have anything else for your layout, anything else? No,
not from me. I don't.
Nope, not from me.
Okay, so I think I'll do my special announcement. I mean, we've got a good amount of people in the chat, and I'm sure they want to know what's been going on and whatnot. So obviously, given these times where COVID is taking over everything, and it's going to probably be another year of no train shows, which, I mean, we've often talked about, it sucks, right? But obviously here at, GVO After Dark, we try to find solutions to problems, right? We're not going to just talk about the things that we don't like. We're going to talk about, well, how can we make it better? And obviously, one of the big things right now are live train shows where, like Train World has been holding one for like the past 3 or 4 days where, it's a group chat like this and they have discussions and whatnot, which is great. It brings a community together, and a lot of people can watch, at their leisure. So I thought, I'm like, well, let's get even closer to the experience of going to a train show. So I jotted down like a whole bunch of ideas, and I pitched my idea to Otter Valley, and Lauren was thrilled. And then I reached out to a couple others, and it seemed like a good idea, and we're kind of going through with it. We are going through with it. So what we're going to be doing in February is the Virtual Trains Canada. That's kind of the thing that we've come to agree with overall. And it's going to be as close as we can get to it being an actual train show that you'll be able to watch on a Sunday in February all day long. And that's from roughly about 9:30 in the morning until about 3:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The whole timing hasn't been worked out yet. The whole schedule hasn't been worked out yet, but it'll be right here on my channel, Go Via or Go Home. And you'll be able to tune in at any time during the day. And we've got a whole list of things that we're going to be sharing with you. So we're going to have Athern Trains has come aboard, more or less. And Rapido is going to be joining us as well. And they're all going to have segments during the day where they're going to be doing presentations. I've also acquired DJ from DJ's Trains here on YouTube, and he's going to be giving a clinic on basically how to incorporate real railroading into your layout. And that's definitely something, because he's really good at what he does. And he's going to be sharing his experience with us at one point during the day. We're going to be visiting actual layouts. We've got Big CW over in Brantford, in the Brantford Railroad Club, and he's going to be running trains over there. We're going to visit a couple of different ones throughout the day. And you're going to be able to do literally all this by sitting on your couch. So I'm hoping it's going to be awesome. And, of course, if Otter Valley is sponsoring the event, that means we're also going to be doing some giveaways as well throughout the day. So it's definitely, you get to watch trains, sit in a clinic, and hear what the manufacturers have to say. It's I feel like it's going to be a good day. So,
did you lock down that hot dog vendor?
Sorry?
Did you lock down the hot dog vendor?
You mean Dave? yeah, I got him on lock.
I'll be here.
Greg was saying in the chat there, you can't forget that stale burnt coffee.
I don't drink coffee, but I could probably figure something out.
Okay.
What about just heated up Red Bull? How's that sound? Yeah?
Oh.
Bub says bacon sandwiches. I think that's too good for a train show.
Yeah.
Too good.
They got to charge like $7.
$7 for like a burnt hot dog.
Yeah.
And like a nasty bun.
Yeah.
Nasty bun. But yeah, we're gonna hold this thing on Sunday, February 21st.
Awesome.
Guess what? You're all invited. So
thanks for saying that, Chris. I didn't think I was able to come, but now I know I can.
It's nice to be wanted, isn't it?
I feel like it was a little bit of a pity invite, but I'll take it.
It's not because you were just sitting right there. I mean, I would have invited you anyways. If you weren't just sitting there.
It would have been like Monday. You'd be like, Dave, where were you? I'd be like, what?
I can't send out paper invites by carrier pigeon like I used to. So, you'll just have to take this as your formal invite. But so we're super excited. I'm sure there's going to be more, but I don't want to give it all away. So that is somewhat of the first official announcement of that. So again, looking forward to it. Hopefully y'all can join throughout the day and have a blast.
That'd be awesome.
But so we're gonna, speaking of transitions, we're just gonna talk about the new Pico switches. Have you guys heard about the Uni frogs?
Yes.
I know someone who has one. Or a few. Yeah. You know Jerry Satz?
Yes.
Yeah, he purchased some, and of course they're brand new, so there's no videos on them. So he's kind of troubleshooting and stuff. And I said, Jerry, put a video out there, and you'll get so many hits because you're one of the first people to actually kind of publish these Unifrogs. So we'll see. He's so far good reviews on them from him. I mean.
Sorry.
I don't know much about it. Go ahead.
No, they look neat. From what I've seen, and I haven't done a ton of research, but it's an Electra frog, but it's already isolated. So it's from what I've saw, and I could be wrong, but it's almost like I'm just looking at a picture of it right now. You can choose not to wire it or to wire it, and I think that's really cool.
Huh.
Yeah, it comes as an Insel frog.
Yeah,
And then you
yeah.
can wire it to become an Electro frog.
Yeah, so you can leave it isolated and it would just be an Insel frog, like a normal turnout. Or you can wire it and it's an Electra frog. So I thought that was genius because instead of having two versions, you have one version that does both.
Mhm.
And if, and the nice thing too is, because I know like the Trackmobiles, they're super small wheelbase, notorious for power drops over turnouts, right? That's something where you buy them, you put them in, you don't think about it, you leave them insulated. Then you get stuff like that runs terrible without like a keep alive or any capacitors. And instead of ripping everything up and rebuying everything, you just connect the wire and off you go.
So I've got some advantages of the Unifrog design, if you guys are interested. So when you buy it, right out of the package, it's ready for DCC. No mechanical connections needed between the switch and the stock rails. You can have it as a dead or a live frog, which is obviously, a big part of the Electro frog or, Insel frog. Switch rails do not change phase depending on the frog's state. The point rails are powered via wires beneath the turnout connection in the stock closure and point rails. Insulated rail joiners are not required on the point rails to prevent a short caused by power routing. The frog is unpowered unless wired via a switch to a control phase. Only the stock rails need to be connected to the power bus. So basically, and it's one of those things, and I did see somebody mention there that if you have a frog juicer, it definitely does help the situation. Or if you're running tortoises as well, I mean, you can power the frog from the tortoise switch machine. Dave, you've done that before, right?
Yep.
Yeah. What are we looking at there as far as difficulty?
Three wires.
3 wires.
In the case of the tortoise, they have 8 contacts, 2 being the power to the tortoise itself, and then you've got 2 sets of switches that basically think of it's a double pole single throw switch effectively. So one of the contacts would go to your frog, the other 2 would go to your bus, and you might have to flip it depending on how you wire it initially and if it shorts, but then it's super easy because as it transitions, it just switches over to the opposite polarity, and it was really easy. I never had a problem with it. I know a lot of people prefer frog juicers, and I think they have their own advantages, but it's nice to see. It's nice to see too that the point rails are connected directly to the stock rails. That's basically what I do with my little jumpers because I hate relying on just the point rails touching the stock rails to get power because if there's not enough pressure, if you paint, if it's dirty, like there's just so many variables that cause problems with that design. So I'm really excited to see them, and I kind of wish that they were a little more mainstream because I would have use them on my layout, honestly, to give them a try. But oh well, what do you do?
Well, the Code 83s have already started hitting the stores already, but what you're seeing mostly now are number 6s. They'll still have the diamonds in the number 6 that are going to be coming, the double slips, and eventually, hopefully, number 8s as well and whatnot. But so if you're seeing Unifrog as opposed to Electrofrog or Insel Frog now, no need to worry if you're like me, and I only use the Insel Frogs, so I'm just switching over to that, and I'll be able to run them just just as good as what I've already got. So it kind of debunks all the myth behind it, or the worry, I guess, because I mean, as soon as I heard the whole thing with Unifrog, I didn't even really care, until I went to look for insel frogs, and it turns out they're not making them anymore. So then it kind of forces you to look into things like this, and it's very interesting. Definitely a game changer for the hobby as well. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is there any cake
that was
left?
just
Cake left?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on mute. They can't hear me. What do you mean it's all gone? Who ate all the cake? It was my birthday cake. I have one piece.
Gucci.
No,
got
I'm
it.
on mute. You can't hear me. It's fine.
Gucci.
Some weird hair.
What?
Some weird guy with
Ampersand was here at in my cake?
the whole other half.
Oh my god.
The whole other half. Mark ate half of that bad boy. Woof.
Sorry. Okay,
I
what's
think-
next?
It's time for a blast from the past. Who's going to be the first victim?
I think we should start with you, Chris.
Yeah.
It's your channel. It's your live show tonight. I think we should start off with you. Oh no, my battery.
Dave's been blown off the island.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, have a good night, Dave.
Was I just kicked off the show?
You don't like him anyway, right?
This was programmed for Dave 888, so it's really screwing things up with the whole DeVeco thing, you know?
Yeah, you know what? It's because he knew that he was up next, so that's why he's like, "Well, see, you guys can't play my video if I'm not here." So, yeah, I know,
battery.
right?
Oh, good, you're
Oh,
back.
I'm back.
Oh, good. Good to see
See,
you.
Mark, sometimes just turning it off and on again fixes it. Oh, I'm excited.
see.
I can't wait to get ripped apart by you guys.
Oh, before we start, bad
So-
news. No more cake left. Sorry. All the cake's gone. Anyway,
Uh-oh.
okay.
Is this so? Chris, give us some backstory to this. Give
Yeah.
us some backstory.
All right. So from what I remember, this here is my layout 3.0. I had a tendency to label my videos by the number of layouts that I had. So this was my third attempt at a layout, unfortunately, and this is the part 4. That's all I
17.
got, really.
2017, you were, what, 21 then?
Yeah, 4 years ago. Chris, why didn't you do your garage layout? I thought that was is this your least favorite, or why did you pick this video? Why did you pick it?
Well, so I mean, our discussion was like, find something that makes you cringe.
Okay.
so-
Okay.
This is, I mean, like, it was all terrible. And, this was, I don't know if this was least terrible or if this was just, I don't know. But, the thing is that there's really no excuse for this. It just kind of happened. And I have to kind of live with it. I think we all, do that sometimes. But if anything, it's inspiring for anybody who makes videos. But yeah. So I'll just go ahead and I'll play it here. I don't know if I'm doing it right, but can you guys hear that?
No, I don't think so.
You couldn't hear that? The music that was
No.
playing?
No.
Oh, really?
You don't like him?
Oh, dang.
Oh no, but my squeaky voice is half of my cringe.
I'm giving him-
Oh, wait, you know what?
If you don't mind, can you maximize the screen too? Go full screen?
Yes.
Thanks, pal.
and versus-
Okay, now is that showing full screen for you?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm wondering if I turn this up. Tell me if you can hear that.
Not far. Like he'll probably-
Nope.
Hold out, too, so.
Wait,
No?
which one's
Nothing?
the real Chris?
So, wait, could you hear that at all?
No.
No.
I wonder
weird.
why. Let me.
Hold on. Start running out. I've been writing anyone I got them.
I have an idea. You play it, and I'll be your voice. Hey, I'm Chris from Go Over Here, Go Home, and check out my sweet beard, yo. So welcome back to my layout. This is my third layout, part 4. It is 2017, so yeah. My cat's around here somewhere, and you see the background there. I have a nice blue background painted up. Did that myself. And the kit I built by myself. And did I mention this is my third layout, 3.0, part 4?
So you couldn't hear that at all?
No.
Yeah, Chris, is that the same hoodie?
No, it's not the same hoodie. But anyways, so I used obviously because the video was made using a Mac, and the iMac had pre-music to it, so the music that you would normally hear in the background, it was terrible. And then I'm talking, right, but I'm talking super quiet because I'm thinking that somebody's around the corner.
Can you speak up? I can't hear you.
Really?
No, I'm just, I can't. I could know.
The roasting has begun.
Yeah, I'm not holding back.
I mean, I don't know how we can do this because you can't even hear it right now. So wait, hold on. What if I do this? Hold on a second. Let's see if this works. Okay, hold on. Hang on.
Adapt.
I'm gonna try something that has never been done before.
I just want to say you're holding up the headphone to. Oh yeah, I get it. You're trying to listen out of the. Do you want me to try, Chris?
Can you hear it at all?
No.
Really? Okay, let me try doing it this way.
Let's see some trains running.
There we go.
Long time.
Okay, let me start it over then. Sorry.
Oh yeah, please do. Please start it over.
I am GVO Go Home, and I would like to welcome you back to another layout update.
I'd like to welcome you back to a whisper challenge. But anyways,
this is part 4 of my 3.0 layout series.
Yeah, I was close.
You're gonna be able to see some trains running for the first time in a long time. I will be able to run some trains for you, and it'll be a magical experience.
But it wasn't.
But we've got a couple of things to cover as well. A couple of shout outs to a couple other YouTubers.
I better be in there.
I'm doing that now because there's a lot of guys that do deserve a lot of recognition for the work and their contribution.
Now the magic of editing.
Nice pause, buddy. That pause is phenomenal.
That face was that. That I could see memes being made right now of that.
Edit that stuff out.
Yeah, right. So this is me attempting to do one take. That's all.
Yeah, I'm all about that one take, so I completely understand.
Not obvious at all.
Anyway, I tried. Whatever. You can't hurt me. I'm already dead inside. All right.
To monorail.
So that's kind of creepy.
YouTube, and all of us in our everyday lives. So
at this point, the hamster is totally fallen off the wheel, and yeah.
When you write the script, you're like, magical. Yeah, I'm gonna say magical.
Wait, you guys write scripts?
I do.
I used to, except for all this stuff here that for the shows. But there's a huge difference between how long is this video? 30 minutes.
Yeah,
oh we're not watching this whole thing.
Yeah, it's called editing.
Oh, geez. Oh man. And
Mark, if I edited every out of my video, and if Chris ever edited every out of his video, they'd only be 3 minutes long. There would just not be enough content.
No, it's very true. It's very because I used to do that all the time. Even my wife would criticize me and say, "Look, when you're doing your live show, stop saying and
It's
you
hard
know,
though. Hard.
I mean, it's honest. It's very honest. I appreciate the feedback.
Well, let's get started.
Oh,
Check
nice.
out that
Oh,
transition.
baby.
Fancy. I missed this layout, by the way. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked all of his layouts actually.
I like 3.0.
Wait, this doesn't sound like a roast to me.
I didn't like this side. I like the other side with the giant like loop going upward. But yeah, trying to make lemonade out of lemons.
What are you sticking your finger in there?
Little update here. Just want to show basically what I've been working on past couple of days or so.
I think I have that locomotive now, don't I?
No. You have the GP38.
Okay.
Buildings aren't going there, but I did move them. So you notice I did a lot of the brown painting, and I guess I should have done this first, but I felt like going back over it afterwards. Just filling in because there was a huge gap here between the retaining wall and the actual ground itself. So I put some plaster in there. There was a giant hole here, like a gap. You can still kind of see it, but it'll go away.
Can I say something about my shoddy craftsmanship? My craftsmanship was very shoddy.
Eventually, I just kind of filled that in. There was
I had a lot of issues with that turnout right there. I hated it so much.
I remember that. It was right when I was getting out of the hobby, and you were like begging me to help you, and I was like, "I'm out, boy."
Yeah.
Good timing.
Some gaps over here.
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit.
The wall there. So I've added track that goes right around behind these tankers.
Now, I also want to note that
Goes right around.
picture quality. This was done on an iPhone 4. If you remember the iPhone 4, oof. But yeah.
Behind these tankers.
Wait to see my footage.
This is where it's.
Is it the one where you're really sad?
Yeah.
Connects to here now. So I've got my dual line here that goes across, goes over the bridge, and goes into the switch there.
I'm just like the Captain Obvious here of explaining things. Like you can clearly see where the track goes, yet I'm doing a descriptive video, even though a lot of people aren't asking for descriptive video. But yeah, bad habit. I don't know. Where can I go here that seems... I mean, this whole thing is terrible. Like, hang on. I mean, I like this part of the layout where the paper mill was, but,
I've got another one over here, one that Greg just recently gave me. Thanks, Greg. Shout outs to Greg.
Greg's a good guy, by the way.
Yeah, go check out his channel.
Was that your shout out?
I don't know. I think so. You know what? There's sometimes I'll mention something like, oh, I'm going to do this after, and then I totally don't. So there's a good chance that I said, I'm going to make some shout outs, and I totally didn't do the shout outs. Or that was my version of the shout out.
I've got two more that I have to do. One's going to go down the middle between the buildings, and one's going to go into that building there. So, fun stuff. Just need more track. But
it wasn't really fun stuff. That's quite the reach there. That was terrible. And it was a very high layout as well. Like, taller than me.
Thought I'd work on the main stuff first. Same thing with the whole yard here.
Also, this area here is 3 feet deep, and like as tall as me. So reaching to the back was like terrible.
Be lots of track work in here. I've got switches for it, so that's no problem.
And this area never got done either.
Lots of this flex, and I just spent like I think about $60 today on flex track to do that entire section and that entire long section there. So yikes.
So I did get real artsy with my my run bys and stuff, which not terrible, right? If I do anything that seems like okay, it's the run bys. Oh, really?
Is this Adception right here?
With belts for a long time. I wear a belt every day.
Hopefully I get double the ad revenue for that. That's an ad within an ad. Yeah, this could have been cut way down. Oh, and if you see that slope there, that slope was iffy.
Yeah,
that's like 4% right there. I'm surprised this makes it up it. Anyway, I'm going to just skip to the end part here. Otherwise, we'll be here all night.
Gotten to even try out my LRC train. So just being able to throw it on the tracks and have all the cars, now that I've got the 4 cars, it feels like a full train. It really does. And thanks again to Greg for finding that LRC for me. It's most appreciated. And then also with the Go Transit, obviously I love Go Transit, so having that out there as well, it's really cool. So
yeah,
magical.
So I'm pretty sure that was my shout out at that point. I'm pretty sure it was Greg. I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, Chris, can I just mention, I honestly thought you were going to use the layout in your garage, not because I thought it was cringier, but because I get such a good laugh, because that's when I met you, and you'd be like, check out this shot, and then you'd be like watching the train, and then it would just derail, and you'd be like, oops, and then you'd re-rail it, and then it would immediately derail on the next switch, because you had so complex track work for you, and then you'd be like, whoops, and then you'd fix that, and then it would go around a curve and uncouple, and you'd be like, rats.
Yeah, the talking in those wasn't I don't think I did as much talking in those, and it was mostly just filming the trains, but most of it was me whispering, I don't want anybody else to know that I'm talking to a video camera, very secretive, I don't know, that's just the way I was. Now I don't care, you get too familiar with the camera, and yeah, hopefully it wasn't too bad.
No, I don't think that one was too bad.
No.
At least, so do you want to do mine and then Mark can share his screen, or are we all going to just do it on yours?
I don't know. Mark, did you want to do yours?
Sure.
Yeah, let's see Mark's. So once it pops up here, I'll let it simmer here. I'll let it join the... There we go.
Are we going to save the cringiest for last? Because I feel like mine's definitely the worst.
Well,
Mark, I like how you named this GVO cringe video, by the way.
Okay, you can see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you hear it too?
Nope.
You don't hear it?
No. You'll have to take off your headphones. That's what I had to do.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait, let's...
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
You hear it, yeah?
Yep.
I'll turn the volume up then, so a little bit. That made a difference or not.
Hi, welcome back to the train room. It's time for the mail call.
Can you have a more serious face? Oh my god. Your hair is so short. I just want to point out that around this time, I discovered your channel when you were still very fresh, and I remember talking to Chris, and I know I've mentioned this before, but I honestly thought, because when I met you and your brother, even I was like, they're 17, they're 17 years old. I 100%. Even this proves it. You look so young. Not that you look old now, but my god, dude, you look so young in that video.
I'm definitely with your wife with the whole wanting, keep the beard, Yeah.
Yeah, baby face 150%, Mark. 150%.
So, yeah, little backstory. So I have 2 videos actually, but I edited it into one. Because I want to show this one. This is the very first time I showed my face on camera, I believe. It's my first, not my first mail call, maybe my second mail call. But yeah, it gets cringier. Hold on.
I have 3 packages to open today. So thanks for watching.
Oh, okay, I guess the video's over. Thanks for watching.
A subscriber question that was emailed to me. It's a message.
Oh my god.
Okay, if this was total fake, I had about like 55 subscribers at the time. No one emailed me.
Mark, we all did it. At least I did it. I used to fake all that stuff too.
Okay. I was trying to generate some momentum,
100% agree.
This is a fake question coming up.
It says, M&M Rails, have you considered moving up to DCC instead of staying with DC? Let me know, Ricardo.
Okay, I didn't put names to it. I didn't put names to mine. Sorry, was that Ricardo?
Is this Ricardo from Venezuela?
Oh, man. This is going to be good. I'm going to... Okay, Ricardo, gotcha.
I do have plans to move to DCC. My brother and I would like to expand. We want to expand with the layout and then go to DCC. But for now, we're going to stick with DC.
You're saying...
Yes, videos. We're going to DCC.
So...
Just
okay, so what I'm getting from that is you're considering going to DCC with your brother, but not right now. But you're obviously not happy about it. I mean, look at that! Look at the face that you paused it on. Did I just steal your dog? Because that's what it looks like. You're looking at me. Like, Gucci has been stolen. I want him back. Like, that's what the face says.
Okay, it gets better. Speaking of magical, watch this. Watch this brilliant editing.
Me, my brother, or both of us, just send me an email at...
Whoa.
Like that?
Man DM Rails? What? Oh. Oh my god.
Mark,
All right.
Mark, you honestly look like the guy that hangs out in front of a 7-Eleven asking older people to buy him booze.
Look, guys, there's this really cute girl at the party, and I need to impress her. Can somebody please buy me Mike's Hard Lemonade?
I caught a fish. It was this big.
Is anybody else bothered by that train sign? Is that crooked? Like, seriously, straighten that out. No kidding.
It's probably the camera. This is done on an old flip phone, or a flip camera. SD, all the way, baby.
Email.com. I'll get back to you right away. I can answer on the next mail call if you wish. Okay, let's open these packages up and see what we got. I made some more eBay purchases.
No joke. I used to buy stuff on eBay just so I could do mail call. It got to the point where my wife's like, are you buying stuff just to open it on air? Like, yeah. Just buy junk. Okay, so that was I think that was the second mail call I did. This is the fourth mail call. It's actually worse than my second one. Talking about not smiling. And by the way, this is after the Brampton train show where I met you guys.
Not the
Oh, couplers, buddy. That's quality.
Hi, and welcome to Mail Call episode 4, or we could call this Haul Call, because today we're going to go over what my brother and I bought in Brampton at the Model Railway Show. Quite a few cars.
And now,
Mark, why do you look so sad? Who hurt you? Who hurt you, man?
Who forced you to buy those quite a few cars, man? Oh my god, this is so much better than I thought it was gonna be. I'm so sorry, I can't contain myself.
look at the haircut. This is before the pandemic.
He's like, no, you know what that face looks like right now? You're like, my mom made us leave the train show early. I still wanted to look around and talk to my friends I met off the internet.
I'm dying right now.
Please continue.
As always, I'm going to answer some fan mail.
Did you just zoom in the camera right there?
Yeah, so the cut. Take out the and the
Oh, okay.
That's how you do it there, buddy. Well, here's another fake email.
From Sean. And Sean wants to know, why don't you allow dogs in the train room? Good question. First, let me say, I love dogs. I have 2 of
Oh
them.
my god, a smile. Only talking about dogs, though.
Great companions, so I don't hate dogs. There are 2 reasons, though, why I can't be in the train room. The first reason is my dogs shed like crazy, and I don't want hairs into the locomotives, the mechanisms, the scenery on the floor. It gets everywhere. The second reason is my dog's getting old, and let's just say they're losing control of their bladders. So I hate to have them make a mess in the training room.
Oh my god.
Did you see that? As soon as he said dogs can't control their bladders, the dog was like,
Curious to come in and watch what's going on.
The dog's like, I can control it just fine. That's Mark.
And just forget tagline. Hey, no dogs in the train room. Okay, let's get to the merchandise. First we picked up, of course, we're
Okay, so I'm gonna fast forward here and see.
but Mark, your innocence, it's outstanding.
Oh, the big haul.
Yeah, and Dave, your comment in this video was, I'm a little jealous of all those CP boxcars.
The green CB box cars are my favorite.
6, 7.
Wow, is this we watching Sesame Street? 9.
11.
Oh my god!
Wait, real question.
Okay.
Do you really have that, or did you really have that many, or were you just taking it from the front, putting it to the back, and like, were you doing that?
No, we bought this big pack of it.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking. It's just one of those questions.
Ugh.
I have 47 CN boxcars. That's a good way to do it, though. You could probably do that coming out of that tunnel, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually tried making a video where it would loop, but it was too obvious that it looped, so I didn't post it. But I do have it, I think, in my video. It's private.
Quick shout out to Robert Sacco for offering me some of his used cars. Very nice of him. When he first cracked.
Yeah, Robert is a good guy too.
Yeah, Robert's a good guy. Yeah, for sure. Oh, picking up the speed there.
Going downhill, that's why.
Going down.
So there you have it. We picked up 11 CP rail green boxcars for our collection, and then 4 black CP rail hoppers. We got a really good deal. My brother was pretty good at bartering the guy down to a good price, and they look good in the collection. I would play the run-bys.
Wow, wait a minute. You didn't edit that out.
What's that?
You didn't edit that out.
This is before I did scripts. Top of
the
my head.
inconsistency.
Mark, were you happy here? Why didn't you cut your face? You weren't sending signals to your face that you were happy.
Blink twice if you're safe.
So true story. My oldest boy watched these videos and he's like, "Yeah, so I recommend that you be a little more happier, a little more excited in your videos." So,
As he leaves the pouty face on screen again.
Yeah.
what's that?
You have the
I'm just
pouty
going to
face
screenshot
again.
that really quick.
And again, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, send me an email, send a message, or just post a comment.
Who's a good boy? Stay in the train room. Who's a good boy? Stay in the train room. That's a good boy.
Oh, this is my favorite. One of my favorite screens that I stopped putting, but I love this animation. I'm pretty proud of that.
Was that directed by Michael Bay?
What'd you say?
I said, was that directed by Michael Bay?
Oh,
I know, I'm terrible. Whatever. Did you think that your dog would gain that much fame from your videos? No. Everyone's always asking for the dog. It's funny.
Yeah, he's a hit.
Let's see. That was good. That was good. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, Mark, thank you for that. That was incredible. I really enjoyed that.
Hard to watch for me, that's for sure.
Oh, just wait. I hope. Oh man.
Hold that thought.
This is bad. This is gonna be bad. I want to apologize publicly before everybody views this video. Some context. I was in college. I was not yet. I was 19, almost 20, and I was in my parents' basement, and it was an hour away from where I lived when I went to college. So I'd come home on the weekends. I had zero previous knowledge of anything and how to do stuff other than very basic stuff. This is just the worst.
So I'll play it, and then obviously you can critique.
I just got massively embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. Go for it.
Oh.
Stop it there! Stop it there! That's all we need.
Oh my god! I'm so sorry.
That's all we need.
So you know how if you're leaving one of those things where people can view your profile and they read it and it's all about you and it's kind of like a dating thing. This is what I would hear if someone was reading your dating profile.
Okay. Oh god.
Changed it and added stuff to that. I'm gonna start here. I had a stock update not too long ago.
Context, man. Context. Where's the context?
Is this done in VHS? Why is it like a square box?
Oh, this I think this was done on my iPhone 3GS because I had just gotten it. I had no track plan. I had no plan at all. It was like, I don't even know what I think I was like, oh, I want a couple loops, but I also want to switch stuff, but I didn't know anything about realistic running of trains whatsoever. So I just ended up buying stuff and putting it together. It was terrible. I'm so sorry. Chris,
crank the volume up.
Honestly, that's almost full blast. That he honestly he was doing his creepy voice.
Yeah. I slur and my voice and yikes.
I'm sure at one point he said, "Hey, ladies."
No, I almost picked the video where I opened it with "Hey, bacon eaters," but I decided against that. Actually, yeah.
What? Wait.
Basically going to however far I can get them to go before they hit that curve. Continues. It's got a small setting here.
There you go.
For various things.
Do you keep helium balloons on you by any chance?
No, I guess my voice hit, like when I get excited, I talk higher pitch, right? Because I can always talk like this.
You sound 14.
But when I was 19, I don't know if my voice just hit puberty late or what, but man, I just had such a high-pitched voice.
And it continues up, and then this is actually an engine shed.
That's actually not an engine shed.
And just have it maybe from up here to here, kind of up, and then kind of have to make a diagonal to fit, but it should be no problem. So that's that. And then this is going to sweep around. And
what radius is that top curve?
Probably 18-inch. Maybe 22. It was all Atlas Snaptrack. So I think maybe 20 or 22.
I almost feel like it's foreshadowing for the current layout where it's like, 16 degrees, only without
14,
the end line.
15.
Yeah, 15.
You're giving me too much credit.
Another sorting yard.
I like your fingers.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Look at that.
Primo.
Oh man. Oh.
Did your parents ever come down and like, no, guys, I'm filming right now?
Actually, yeah, they did. And in a couple of the videos, you'll hear like, David, and I'll be like, I just won't answer. And then I think in one video, my like stepdad came down, and then I had to like stop the video and but a lot of like all of these were one take. I'm a huge believer in one takes. I don't do a lot of editing. I'm not good at it. I just don't know how to do it well, and so. Everything I do is one take. There was absolutely no script. There was nothing. I don't know what the heck I was thinking in these, honestly. I wish I did because God, it's so bad, guys. I'm so sorry.
You've been in the bathroom for over an hour.
We're thinking maybe a mountain back there and this being covered, like tunnel from maybe the start or end of that switch. I'm not sure. Kind of the other side.
Wait, is the whole video just this?
Yeah.
Wait, is that a CSX?
Yeah, that's like a Tyco CSX. That's all I had back then.
When did you make the change?
So I actually bought the Bachmann GP35, the DCC and DC one that I had on my layout in this house. I bought it. I got it. At my very first train show. Actually, it's probably here right now. There's a couple run-by videos, and then eventually I made the switch to MRC through like DCC, the MRC Prodigy Express.
I haven't done really anything with this for the fact that I'm not sure what to do. I might have it branch up here and just connect up.
I'm definitely feeling those Atlas switches.
Yeah.
Kind of covered in that way.
At least I had some switch machines, I guess.
My little testing area slash.
So I have two DC controllers here because one, the accessories didn't work, and on one the DC didn't work. So one was just for the switches, and one was actually for the track.
I did the switch.
Oh, I had those Athearn gondolas.
Hey, speaking of Athearn, Chris, can you pause for a second?
Again, I want to add.
So, sorry to wrap your show here, Dave, but Chris W. just sent this to me. I'm already trending on Twitter, I think. I'm a meme now.
Hold on. I'm going full screen. Hold on a second. Hold on. When Athearn announces map price.
Good one, Chris. Good one.
Oh.
Oh,
I like
man.
this. Okay, so sorry about that. I just wanted to show you.
No, that was worth it. That was worth it.
You know what? He totally sent it to me as well.
Did he?
And yeah, bravo, Chris. That's yeah. And well, hold on. This is my response to that. Give me one sec. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah. All right, we're going back here. So let's see. There we go. Oh, and we'll do this. There we go. Okay, and we're gonna go back and we're gonna play.
That taffy is the best taffy, by the way. I got that in Merrickville. Oh, baby, that's good taffy.
Yeah, I remember when we went out there, and then you wanted to go into this taffy store, and I was like,
yeah,
this guy ain't right.
Yeah, there's the Bachmann right there. Okay.
I can have some stuff here.
I don't know why is it so messy.
Get some landscape going. But basically, I've got to switch this. So I want to come out. Sorry for the mess, guys.
Wait, you
At least
see
I
this?
apologize for it.
This is like foreshadowing here. There's Sue in the back, CP. There's some gondolas, a screwdriver. Dave, this is the beginning.
This was the only thing. The only two things were those two Athearn gondolas in the middle. Everything else is absolute garbage. Like nothing ran. Everything was like trash. Oh, it was terrible.
I'm just trying to get everything away because with Kiki getting old,
Yeah,
Kiki.
Yeah,
Kiki?
Catzilla.
16, 17.
Look at that viaduct bridge I made.
with her being so old. She's,
Is that a full loop? Do you have a full loop here?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
so,
I think I technically have 2 full loops, but I didn't have DCC. Oh, I'm back to the same area, probably repeating myself.
So, I want to start
Oh my god. Yeah, and the plywood. Okay, the plywood was all weather stained or water stained, and I didn't actually build a frame. I just put 4 2x4s, one on each corner, and it sagged really bad, and I had tons of problems with that.
main concern was everybody's opinion on this here, because
Oh boy.
It's weird how that happens, right? Like you're like, I know when I first started posting videos online, I was very worried that it was just going to be like, what are you doing with your life? You know, kind of comments. But it turned out people were actually very supportive. And it was weird. To me, anyways, in my mind.
I mean, at first what I had it was this, and then this came around and connected here. But then I was like, well, what's the sense of that? Because I mean, you can just come in this way, right? So I was like, why did I do that?
I can't stop looking at this switch right here, or not the switch, but between the 2 switches. How well did that piece there work?
I had a lot of little pieces like that, and the thing is, I was running like bulkhead flat cars and stuff, and they just derailed over like little S-bends like that constantly. Oh my god, Mark, are you okay?
He's like, I knew it was going to be funny, but that's hilarious.
So instead, I was like, all right, well, I could have possibly this shunting engine.
Oh, Jesus.
That's my dog coughing on cake.
Oh, we found the culprit.
I would continue going for,
Yeah, you can
And
feel
it's,
free to skip. The faster this is over, the better.
an additional
Oh, there's my hand again.
closer to or an industry other than logging, and then have the city kind of in the middle. So
you're
that's what I'm gonna
you're talking about like your future plans basically for the
Yeah. Yeah, I did that in every single video, and they changed constantly, sometimes within the same video. I think this is like this is.
the Xbox.
you managed to do it in like about less than 15 minutes. So that's
I only the thing is it got worse with my new layout before it got better with this one.
I'm like on the inside I'm like, show your face. Show your
No,
face.
I don't show my face in any of these. I wasn't comfortable.
This guy for Gary's mod tutorials, or because he made engines for.
Yeah, and then I talk about gaming and stuff. It was a disaster. Like somebody's gonna get motion sickness watching this. that was cringe. I think mine was the cringiest, but I think Mark was the most humorous.
I think mine was really boring. I gotta be honest. I don't know if
I didn't find yours that cringy. I just didn't find yours that cringy.
No.
It was good. Like your layout looked good. It worked good. I mean, I know that it actually didn't in real life, but in the video it did.
On the napkin that I drew it on, it seemed fine.
Yeah, you love drawing. Oh, that drives me crazy because you're like, will this work? And I'm like, hold on, I'm gonna have to convert this really terrible drawing into SCARM. And I'm like, and then I'll have to text it back and be like, okay, which line is a track and which line is your plywood? Because I really don't know.
Yeah. Not much has changed.
I know. I'm not referencing back then. I'm referencing this layout you're on now.
Not bad, eh?
It's okay.
I try. I try. I mean, it wasn't terrible. Even Mark's was hilarious. I think, definitely Mark's was the funniest. And he's a good sport for doing that. And so are you, Dave. That was fun. I really enjoyed it. and I'm pretty sure that everybody that was watching there, I'm pretty sure that there was a lot of tears, you know, a lot of smiles, and yeah, no, definitely. And a big part of it is you can't know where you're going until you really can appreciate where you're coming from. And
Yeah.
when you look back at, like, Mark, when you were doing that layout, that was on a 4x8 sheet, right?
DC 4x8.
So comparing that to what you have now, would you go back to that?
No, of course not. No.
Is it that obvious? I mean, it was cool though. I liked it, like, because you had the bridge and stuff too, right? So
I wouldn't go back, but I don't regret doing that. I mean, if someone's starting out, I would solely tell them to try DC and a 4x8. I mean, I learned a lot of stuff on that layout for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Dave, obviously you've progressed a lot, especially keeping your layout clean. Do you still find it tough to keep the layout clean, or what?
No, everything's under the curtains now.
Sweep it under the
no,
rug.
even like that's even my other one when I was in the room. It got messy, but not too bad. I definitely try to keep it clean. This is in the main room now, so it's extra important that I keep things tidy. And you know, I've got bins to organize everything, and spots that I put things specifically so I know exactly where they are. And you know, things like the fascia and the curtains, that was really important to me this time around, because you know, up until this layout, cosmetic I never cared. It was never important. It was never a priority. But you know, looking back at that video and just remembering, kind of like Mark, I don't regret it. I learned a lot. It definitely helped to blossom my love for the hobby. But I would never go back. I would never go back.
I think that we all have those layouts as, you know, our tests. You know, you test out, well, what can I do? You know, how can I do this better? And then when it comes to doing the next layout, you're like, okay, let's not make the same mistakes. I know for me, I make mistakes on every layout, and you know, I try to work around that going forward myself. Can't really speak for you guys. You guys seem to have it more together than I do. So, but honestly,
well, one thing, we don't use napkins, when I do our layouts. So
yes, that's very true.
I always have napkins handy. And you know what? It's so funny because it's like I'll be working, and this is my book that I normally do the GVOs in and stuff. It's like,
yeah, that's exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so, I've got pages of this stuff where I'm just, you know, it's not to scale, it's not measured. It's just like, well, if I had a magic wand, damn.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, tonight was great, and I'm really excited to see what happens next month on next GVO After Dark. I have no idea what's going to happen, but well, that'll come in time. But we've got Dave. We've got you're doing a live show next week.
Yes. Yep.
Any plans for that?
I was actually thinking of possibly trying to show off me working on the layout and wiring some stuff. That's not something I've done on a live show. I've kind of worked on some track. I've ran trains. I could work on a building, but due to my inexperience and honestly fear of slicing off a finger, I don't want that on camera. So maybe later, like down the road, I think. But for now, it's either just running trains or doing miscellaneous stuff. I could try ballasting. That's something in mind too. In the next couple live streams, I've got some ballast, and I could start just trying to do some of the sections, and testing it out. But from Mark, you doing it, it kind of opened my eyes that I'm probably not prepared, and I really don't want to rush it because, like you, I want to try to do it as good as possible. And yours turned out phenomenal. I think yours looks great, and I don't think I can replicate that just yet.
Thank you. You know, all these challenges are to be on YouTube now. I think I'm going to start a challenge. Hashtag try and ballast without swearing. That's my challenge to everyone.
Actually, there's a question in the chat there by Blue Yonder Video. They're asking, do you write your layout goals on paper?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'm a big fan of making lists. So whether it's a shopping list, list of materials, things I want, things that I already have, layout goals is technically one of those things. So, you want to make a list of, okay, well, it has to have this. I want to incorporate a bridge. I want to have these industries. What kind of scene do you want to have? So technically, you're making a plan. It might be future plans, or it might be as you're going. These are the things that I need to accomplish in order to get from A to B to C to D. You have all these specific steps, and you want to make sure that they all get done. So you're obviously making lists. For me, it's constant lists. Guys, what about you guys? Or do you just wing it?
Yeah, there's no physical list. Just it's a mental list in my head, I guess.
I'll jot some stuff down. Like when I was looking at industries, I'll jot down, hey, I saw this and it looks cool. And then I'll go back, and I tend to overanalyze and over-research things. So, I'll check the measurements, and then I'll be like, will it work? Does it make sense? Will it look okay? With track planning, I did the same thing. Like I spent like days just reworking my passing sightings. And I would write some of that down because, then I could come back the next day and kind of start where I left off, or I'd write down some notes. But for the most part, an overall list, it's just all in the head, or I totally forget and just start over every time, which is kind of nice because then it's kind of like every time I come back to work on the layout, I deal with any outstanding issues like, my train derailed. Okay, well, I know I'm going to hit that up either tonight before I go to bed or, tomorrow. And then from there, I step back and say, okay, what resources do I have and what can I do now, or what do I have to buy? So but it's all in my head. I jot down a little bit on my computer, but I don't make full lists at all.
All right. Well, we're gonna call it. And I want to thank you guys for joining me. Mark, again, happy belated birthday.
Thank you very much.
Dave, we'll see you next week over on your channel, Dave Co.
Yep.
I want to thank everybody in the chat for joining us tonight. It's always good to see everybody interacting and having a good time. That's why we do this. Also, obviously, like I said, Virtual Trains Canada is next month. Stay tuned for more on that. Guys, that's a wrap. That's the show. That's it.
Good one. Good one. Good show.
Yeah,
have a good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye, everyone.
See you guys.